with Eyes on the Game, and it's always a great morning, especially when you're being joined by WWE Superstar Samoa Joe. Welcome to Las Vegas, and congratulations on being on the WWE Raw main roster.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It's been quite a pleasure so far.
Yeah, so about that too, I mean, I followed your career for a very long time when you were on various other promotions.
Mm-hmm.
And how has this experience been like? Because I remember my younger brother and I, we would, be like watching your matches on the couch, and we would always tell each other, like, man, Samoa Joe, he needs to be in the WWE, on Raw, on the main roster. And now that it happened, how has this experience been like?
It's been a fantastic experience. Like I said, I've pretty much worked everywhere but WWE, and then after all these years, kind of finding myself here, it's been a joy, man. It's been awesome, So I've enjoyed it a lot.
And usually they give you guys like a slight change in your names, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll kind of adjust it a little bit. Were you kind of surprised when they let you keep yours?
Yeah, a bit. I always understood, how important they took intellectual property, but, I had built kind of a fan following before I'd arrived here, and I think they didn't want to mess with that. I think they realized that, people knew me as Samoa Joe, and they wanted me to be Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe carried a certain weight with it, so I was able to come in and be myself. So it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, and also, being here in Las Vegas, though, how does it feel to kind of be back, but now with WWE and Raw?
It's kind of surreal. I mean, I grew up in Southern California, and I spent many a weekend, especially big fight weekends, out here in Vegas, and I was a oft commuter here. So, I mean, to be back here in Vegas and then be at the T-Mobile Arena is kind of like I said, it's a surreal thing because kind of growing up around this area and being out here a lot, it's unusual to find myself in the arenas that I was sitting in the crowd in.
And being from Southern California, I mean, you're also close with CM Punk, right?
Yes.
So have you and him, kind of talked about it since you moved to the main roster?
Absolutely. And I mean, Punk, obviously, he was here for a long time, and he did pretty well for himself and has moved on to other things, but when I came here, I remember, for years he was kind of championing my cause to be here in WWE, and to see me now, he's kind of like, oh, of course, the minute I'm gone, you're here now. So between me and him, it's always been a very interesting relationship. We're kind of like brothers that fight all the time. So it's
always keeps it exciting. Though,
oh
right?
yeah. There's never a dull moment when it comes to our conversation.
So what did he say right when you told him, like, hey, I got the call, I signed the contract?
It was something akin to, of course you did. Yeah, like, I'm not here anymore, so yeah, sure. Of course you work there now that I'm not there, so, I mean, he's just sad that he doesn't have a driving buddy anymore, but, hey, so be it.
And what do you think about him, his first fight in the UFC? I'm sure you watched it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a rough go. It really was, but, I know him, like I know him as a person, and I know what he seeks to do. So I see him, definitely striving to stay on track and to get back in there and see what he can do. I mean, he's a diehard type of gentleman. I mean, once he sets his mind to something, he'll keep going until he achieves it.
So you think his second fight, because I believe they are in talks for him to fight someone else coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it'll go better?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think it will. He's like I said, he's a very dedicated individual when he gets his mind set on something. So he's that type of person that I expect him at some point to achieve his goal.
And I know that you now, in a way, kind of reunited with AJ Styles. I know he's on SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys have, been in various promotions together in the past. But with CM Punk, though, I mean, despite him kind of more focused on MMA now, do you foresee maybe, a match in the future with him?
It's funny. The thing about wrestling in general is that nothing's ever impossible, and there's always that possibility out there. So you never know. I mean, you might see us all reunited back in the ring again.
Very soon?
We'll see.
We'll see. And with WrestleMania 33, I mean, it was just announced, Randy Orton and Wyatt. What do you think about that fight?
Well, it's very interesting. I mean, you have Randy and Bray, who've kind of been aligned for quite a long time, taking on each other. So I think last night's results were very shocking to a lot of people. I think Bray's been the type of guy that goes out there and consistently has been championship material. Last night he proved it. So and Randy's been probably a top of the industry performer for years. So to see those two go at it on the SmackDown brand is fireworks.
Yeah.
Is kind of an understatement.
Who do you think will take it at WrestleMania?
Randy's got the track record. I mean, he's the type of guy that can, out of nowhere, and I mean, he can win at any time. But Bray can get in your head. He knows what to do out there.
It's the mind games, right?
Yeah.
And what about for you? I mean, we all saw your debut and you and Roman Reigns. Is that something that we can kind of expect? Because there's been rumors floating around for WrestleMania 33.
Oh,
wink,
absolutely.
Wink.
Oh, there's always rumors. And
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, being on Raw right now, I mean, my main goal is Universal Championship.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got a lot of top tier competitors kind of vying for that title. Goldberg, you have Brock, you have Roman, you have Kevin Owens. I mean, the current champion now, and I have no problem going in there and smashing any of them and taking the belt from them.
And what about John Cena? I know he's someone that you kind of want to have a match with again. It's been, how many years? 16?
It's been 18 years.
18 already?
18
wow.
years. 18 years ago, myself and John Cena had a match, and based off of that match, WWE inevitably hired him, and brought him along. I went my own separate way, and it's been 18 years since me and John have been in the ring together. And John, throughout early in my career has been a close personal friend, and we drove a lot of miles together, and it would be an absolute pleasure to reunite in the ring and once again smash him in the face and take everything from him.
Are you guys still friends though, outside of the ring?
We've grown apart,
Oh.
but I'm pretty sure we can get familiar real quick.
Oh yeah, and that's something a lot of fans would love to see, of course. And lastly, for you, Samoa, I know you're very busy today, but I do know your favorite food. It's Korean barbecue,
Absolutely.
like Japanese style.
Yakiniku, Japanese style Korean barbecue.
Have you tried it here in Vegas?
I have not tried it here in Vegas, oddly enough.
Oh my gosh.
I really should. We should go tonight.
There's so many great places. Yeah, it's like my favorite.
Yeah,
There's
traveling and working in Japan a lot. I think it's kind of like the de facto meal for a lot of gaijin who inevitably work in Japan, and I mean, you fall in love with the food. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's a good time. You sit around the grill, have a few drinks, and kind of reminisce about the day's events.